Richard J. Alexander. Richard J. Alexander, born May 24, 1953, he began his career as a performer and is now recognized as an American Broadway producer and director. He served as executive director of the New York City office of producer Cameron Mackintosh, which is known for productions including Les Misérables, Cats, The Phantom of the Opera, Miss Saigon, Five Guys Named Moe, Oliver, and Putting It Together. J. Alexander ran Mackintosh's. Some recent directorial credits include the staging of For the Girls 2020 on Broadway starring Kristin Chenoweth, Porgy and Bess for the South Florida Symphony 2019, the concert versions of Les Miz 2008 and Guys and Dolls 2009, both at the Hollywood Bowl. He has worked on stages with many performers including Kristin Chenoweth, Bernadette Peters, Barbra Streisand, Bette Midler, Julie Andrews, Ryan Stokes Mitchell, Lea Salonga, Sam Harris, the late Polly Bergen, Russell Watson, Il Volo, Il Divo Norm Lewis, the late Laurie Beechman, Debby Boone. J. Alexander is a longtime board member of Broadway Cares / Equity Fights AIDS and has directed benefits for the honored organization, as well as other causes he cares about, including animals and no-kill shelters, the Make-A-Wish Foundation of South Florida, the Actors Fund, National Asian Artists Project NOP, Broadway Dreams, and Hollywood's Motion. He is passionate about young talent and teaches workshops and master classes when possible. For the last few years, he has been the camp director of Kristin Chenoweth's Broadway Boot Camp. Early life and career. Richard is one of 5 children, born to a mother from Havana, Cuba, and a father who was Spanish-American. The name change came as a result of someone else having the same name and the unions not allowing multiples. J. Alexander began his Broadway career in 1977 as a production assistant on the Broadway revival of Porgy and Bess, produced by Sherwin M. Goldman and the Houston Grand Opera. He also served as a production assistant on the pre-Broadway tryout of Nefertiti, which starred Andrea Markovicsai and directed by Jack O'Brien. As a director, writer, and producer, his career has taken him around the globe, as far away as Alaska and Singapore, and from London's Royal Albert Hall and Royal Festival Hall to Carnegie Hall, the Sydney Opera House, the Village Vanguard, Feinstein's / 54 Below in New York City, Laxness Arena, Cologne, Germany, the Metropolitan. J. Alexander has also contributed lyrics to projects for Disney Records. He is a regular contributor to Broadway World.com, where he is particularly known for a series called All Eyes On, interviewing Angela Lansbury, Josh Groban, Sir Ian McKellen, Rosemary, Bob Avian, and Margaret, and Barry Manilow about his Broadway-bound harmony. He has also authored liner notes for reissues of musicals, such as the original Jacques Brel is Alive and Well and Living in Paris, and 4 titles from the Stephen Sondheim Columbia Masterworks / Sony canon, Merrily We Roll Along into the Woods, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and Sunday in the Park with George, giving them context. Recent years. For the last 8 years, he has directed the Chaplin Awards for film at Lincoln Center. The annual event has honored Barbra Streisand, Robert Redford, Rob Reiner, Robert De Niro, Morgan Freeman, Helen Mirren, as well as the 50th anniversary gala. Spike Lee was to be honored in the spring of 2020, but due to COVID-19 has been moved to a future date. His work with Barbra Streisand can be seen on various DVD products or PBS specials, including Streisand 2006 Tour, Barbra Streisand, One Night Only at the Village Vanguard, Barbra Streisand, Back to Brooklyn, Barbara, The Music, The Memories, The Magic, Netflix. He also brought hit songwriter Desmond Child back to the stage after a 30-year absence and debuted a show at Feinstein's 54 Below, which was later filmed for PBS as part of the Kate series in Connecticut. In 2018, Richard co-produced the Norm Lewis Christmas album with Mr. Lewis, and they have done an annual Christmas concert run at Feinstein's 54 Below since 2015. His work can also be seen on live from Lincoln Center with exemplary concerts such as Kristin Chenoweth, All of M 2013, and Norm Lewis, Who Am I? 2015. From 2013 to 2018, Richard directed the Latin Songwriters Hall of Fame, La Musa Awards. Founded by Desmond Child and Ruddy Amado Perez, the awards featured Latin stars, composers, lyricists, bands, legendary musicians, and industry recording executives. In 2009, Richard helmed a production of I Do, starring real-life married couple Paige Davis and Patrick Page at San Diego's Old Globe Theater. He was thrilled about this because the first show he ever directed in college was The Fantastics, also by Tom Jones and Harvey Schmidt. In 2017, he was asked to direct an evening honoring the two legends and their prestigious careers, receiving the Oscar Hammerstein Roman II Award by the York Theatre Company. He directed what he claims to be his final Les Mis at the legendary Money in St. Louis in summer of 2013. He promised it would be his last, having directed and staged 11 productions of the legendary musical since 1987, including the first ever bilingual company in Montreal performing 5 performances a week in French and 3 in English, produced by Cameron Mackintosh and Ed and David Mervish. Richard also directed the original Canadian production in Toronto with an all-Canadian cast and its subsequent Canadian tour. In 2005, Richard directed A Safe Harbor for Elizabeth Bishop, written by Brazil's Marta Goes. It was the first English translation and starred Amy Irving. The show was a part of the New York Stage and Film Summer Program at Vassar College, where poet M.S. Bishop attended. It then moved to New York City and played primary stages in the spring of 2006. In 2002, Richard directed his first original gay-themed play titled The Nature of the Beach, written by David Sexton. Richard directed 2 shows in Las Vegas, Storm at the Mandalay Bay and the reboot of Donny and Marie at the Flamingo in the Flamingo Hotel and Showroom. In 2011, he worked with opera singer Deborah Voigt directing a theatrical piece entitled Deborah Voigt, Voigt Lessons, which was written by Terence McNally and originally developed by Voigt, McNally, and director Francesca Zambello. In 1998 in Miami, he presented a prestigious series with Ellen Wedner called Manhattan Nights in Miami. It featured performances by David Campbell, John Bacchino, Mary Cleere Haran, Sir Richard Rodney Bennett, Stephen Brinberg as simply Barbara, and Barbara Cook. In the early 80s, after being part of the original cast and an assistant stage manager for Amadeus on Broadway, he directed the national tours. He directed the Spanish world premiere of Peter Schaffer's Amadeus at the Teatro Nacional in Santiago, Chile. Richard opened well-attended venues including the Kodak Theater in Hollywood, California with Russell Watson, Toronto's Skydome with a concert version of Les Misérables, co-directed by Keith Batten, the Dr. Phillips Center for the Performing Arts and their Walt Disney Theater, with a cast of Norm Lewis, Sierra Boggess, Chris Mann, Deborah Voigt, Michael Urie. Stage performances: Amadeus 1980, Suit Suit 1978, Teen 78, The Me Nobody Knows 1977, Boy Meets Boy 1976. Recordings: he has produced, co-produced, and executive produced many recordings and original cast albums including Johnny Mathis on Broadway, Sondheim, etc., Bernadette Peters Live at Carnegie Hall Grammy nomination, Bernadette Peters Loves Rogers and Hammerstein Grammy nomination, Brian Stokes Mitchell's solo debut album, Mary Cleere Haran's Pennies from Heaven, Melora Hardin's All the Way to Mars, the original Broadway cast recording. Stage production: 5 Guys Named Moe, Associate Director/Executive Producer 1992, Miss Saigon Executive Producer 1991, Les Miserables associate director/executive producer 1987, song and dance stage manager 1985, Oliver, assistant stage manager/dance captain 1984, Amadeus assistant stage manager 1980,